welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 511. 511.
Very nice. It took me a
Yes.
moment to find out what we were talking about today, but I
Yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah. No, the I don't have like the rhythm memorized in my mind, right? I'm like, I know the last thing we talked about was favorite things, but like
Yeah,
what comes after favorite things? Is it whips? Is it finished objects? I was happy to hear that it was whips, although I do have quite a few finished objects, so whatever. It's always a surprise, always a surprise.
right.
Yeah, which is not a memory thing, right? Yeah. It's just so that I can experience joy. How was your spring break?
We didn't do much except get that kiddo registered for college, which was awesome,
Mhm.
and got to buy some merch. Somebody wore it to school the other day, got lots of compliments, so we must have picked out the cool stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, just exciting. And yeah, I don't know. I've had to work from home all week because of some construction going on at work.
Mm.
So it's been a little bit different week for me. Lots of kitty interruptions and things
Yeah.
like that. So,
Yeah, we've got a gal on my team that has a lot of or has a cat that decides to come in during meetings, and we all really enjoy it. So yeah, Sullivan, there's like one time a day that he will come and like assert himself and stand on my lap and like rub his head against my chin, and people get to see him, and if they happen to be having meetings with me at that time. So yeah. Our spring break was good. Chattanooga was awesome. It was very warm, so like the whole time wore shorts, right? And I think the
oh
air
wow.
conditioner was running in the Airbnb we were in, and then came back to like 30s. And they were like, "Oh yeah, and a cold front's coming through," and I'm like, "Is this not the cold front?" So 6 days or 6.5 days or whatever in really, really nice temps, I guess, really thinned my blood. But yeah, we did a lot of the Chattanooga has a train
Mhm.
area, a lot of like
Some
nightlife
would
and
say
really
a choo-choo.
a choo-choo. Yes, I was gonna
Tokens
say
of
choo-choo,
choo-choo.
and then I was like, do I sound stupid if I say yes? We visited the choo-choo. Something we didn't know before we went, they have like they've had electric buses there for 40 years, or maybe it was more than 40 years, and they're free and they just go all over the city. So like we could walk from our Airbnb within like 10 minutes to one of the stops and then go to the aquarium, go to the inclined railway, go to a lot of places. And then if the kids were like, nope, and being surly teenagers, we'd be like, go jump on the free bus and get yourself back to the Airbnb. We rented a car kind of early in the week and did some hiking, some of the places we couldn't get with
Mhm.
the free bus, and that was awesome. There was a Glen Falls that I would definitely recommend um, that we could hike up into, and then there was like waterfalls everywhere, and it got to a place where I was a little uncomfortable. I'm fine like climbing up, but when I'm
Mhm.
like, how am I going to get back down? This, I start to get a little anxious, but got some really cool photos there. Ate a lot of really great food. Spent a lot of really nice time at like even at night at restaurants, like sitting outside, right, and enjoying
Mhm.
just soaking in the good temps. Also went to Chattanooga Yarn. Is it Yarn Store or Yarn Company? But before we took the car rental back, we stopped at a yarn store. I'll show that when we do some enabling episode again. But got some local yarn, which was awesome. And yeah, I would say two thumbs up on Chattanooga. We did like small Rochester Airport to small Chattanooga Airport. And other than missing our connecting flight back to Rochester by 15 minutes,
Mhm.
and having to sit in O'Hare for 6 hours waiting for the next one. It was good. So yeah, and that was on the way back, right? So yeah, we just got started a little later than predicted in Chattanooga. So yeah, any layovers in O'Hare, I would definitely recommend more than like 40 minutes. I
Oh,
know it
wow.
seems
Uh-huh.
like perfect, right? It's just like, oh, we'll just get there and then we'll go to the other gate. And it's like, no. You don't get your gate or you don't get whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, okay, waiting lots of
Forget
hours.
I forget where I had to run to get my connection. I think it was the Denver airport because you had
Oh
to get
yeah.
on to like a little mini train thing and then off and then like run.
Yeah.
And um I have a love-hate relationship with this. We made the gate, but our luggage did not.
Oh
So
yeah.
you have to get both to happen in that short window.
Well, we did all carry-ons, so our
Okay.
luggage would have made it. But yeah, I mean, again, I've been in enough of these like tight connections that they do say like, hit the flight attendant light and let the people around you know that you've got a quick connection so they can let you get off before we unload the whole thing. And our pilot, for whatever reason, thought everybody's planes would be delayed, right? So your
Mm,
connection will also be delayed because of all of this fog, low cloud
mhm,
cover in Chicago. And they had actually already rebooked us based off of when we were going to land, and like the our connecting plane actually took off. I think 6 minutes early.
mm,
So of our 15, we were actually only like 9. Anyway, it was, it's all part of the journey. And we enjoyed ourselves. It was a little more of a harrowing um, trip home. Ellie had split the week. So she had gone to Denver, speaking of Denver, and done some hiking in the snow
Oh.
versus in shorts, which is fun. And I got to meet her at her gate. So we actually she had a later flight to Rochester, which is where we got pushed. And
Mm,
when she flew into O'Hare, we were like, hey, we're actually here, not at home, which meant we didn't get the oil in her car changed, but we did get to spend that time with her, which was nice. So, and she didn't have to sit there alone. So,
mhm.
yeah, it was good. It was a good trip. Next year, we already looked no overlap of spring breaks between the
Oh,
public schools
that's a bummer.
and
Yeah,
yeah, but whatever. We also don't know where Ellie might be. She might do grad school somewhere else. So
that's true.
um, yeah. Anyway, all that to say, missed folks here. Um, and glad to be back and chatting about whips. I do not have any administrati. We've got a couple of spots left at, I guess I say that and then I dive into it. A couple of spots left at ZK. Folks have been filtering in, and I think we're getting to like where there's a couple
Mhm.
left,
Okay.
um, which is great. Amy and I have got things going on behind the scenes that we don't talk about until folks come and get to experience it. It's themselves. And yeah, the I announced April 26th will be our ZKN Zoom. And yeah, I'll be sending that information out along with our shirt information to the ZKers. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I need to do a lot of administrati this weekend for sure. And we have one more thing to tag on and get settled. So yeah,
excellent.
awesome.
Yeah.
So whips, I have just I had already made a bunch of puff cuffs and I already have a set in this tweed, but the ball was staring at me, and I finished. So this we're gonna finish out the ball
Hmm.
by making 4 cuff puffs here or puff cuffs, and so yep,
Hmm.
got just that much left. So I'll use the majority of that up.
Hmm.
Exciting. And then let's see, I've made a lot of progress on my tank, but was focusing on making some progress on my blanket, which I know won't count for the KEL. So I
Woo! I
um,
love it.
got back to this. I am making it longer because it's a crop.
Hmm.
So I don't want it to be cropped. So I've got, I want to say a good 3 to 4 inches before I will be done with the body. But screaming along on that beautiful ribbing cable lace there.
Yeah, remind me of the pattern and the yarn.
It's a Sunday swirl tank, and it is out of some DK yarn that I bought from Umbisito Fibers. Something related to peach, I think. I don't have the ball band,
Hmm.
um, but very pretty, and working up very nice. Right now, I am putting all 3 balls into the body at once. So that's interesting, but every once in a while you have to unbraid your
Yes,
yarn.
yes.
But it didn't. The the variance in them is not grand, but some are more pink than peach, and one of them has more speckle than the other. So I need the speckle to last for the whole body.
Yeah,
So I'm just trying to make sure that I get some uniformity throughout. During the top portion, I did only work 2 balls, but now
yeah.
I've got 3 balls going in the body. Um,
Cool, cool.
but, yeah, so plenty of yarn left. So this tank for my size is only going to take 3 skeins of yarn,
Very
which is
cool.
nice. And then
After you
I
get to the
started,
bottom, I'm trying to remember, just ribbing around
yeah,
the openings. Yeah.
yeah, that and I think it's a split.
Okay.
Yeah. I again, I haven't gotten there. So,
Really?
and I've got it memorized too, so I don't have to look at the pattern for another like 3 to 4 inches. So
Yeah.
I haven't been, but I also started the ripple crop top.
Hmm.
Also planning to not make it crop. I also liked, I think I had mentioned this before. I liked the smaller people who didn't put as much positive ease in it, their finished objects. So I am knitting along. I these are from our retreat, and one of them is so much bluer than the other.
Yeah.
So I am religiously mixing them every other row
Yeah.
to get them to blend.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
and then Uh, last but certainly not least, I broke into the sock blank that I bought from Fiber MacGyver. And so I am knitting 2 at a time, but on 2 separate needles. So I was excited to get to this yellow, so I just kind of went bananas on this one. And so you can see they're not as in tandem as they once were. Um, but now that I'm getting very close to the heel start, I'm going to go back to this one so that I'll start the heels at the same time. So really fun, but I will remind people what that full gradient looks like here. I think what I'm gonna, because I'm alternating in this cesium yarn that's this beautiful
Hmm.
blue, uh, I don't think that I think I'm gonna get 2 socks out of this, and I'm gonna only get to like barely into this greeny blue, and then the
Hmm.
second pair of socks will be this outer ridge of the sock blank. So, but yeah, just putting in two
Beautiful.
and four across,
Hmm.
so 2 rows of this and 4 rows of that. And again, just to extend that yarn. Basically, when you have these 2 balls types of kits, I find that I either have to make a really absurdly long pair of socks to enjoy the full gradient, or I have to split them up like this because if I stop early, there's not quite enough to make a second pair of socks, and then you feel like you've wasted, that half, and in these true gradients it's like, oh, it's not even getting to those pink colors or whatever, you're
Yeah.
missing a color. um and so the way I decided to solve that was to put the stripe in
Hmm.
and make 2 pair so that I can have, you know 2
Yep.
full pair that enjoy the full skein of yarn without them being absurdly long. Again, if you like long socks or maybe you use more yarn in your stitches, um, you could probably just do one pair of socks. But that's how
Yeah,
I
I've run
decided
into
to
that
solve
with
that
like
issue.
self-striping repeats that are very long as well.
Yeah,
Sometimes I've worked like one sock from the one direction in the stripes and the other sock with the other direction of the stripes, as you are kind of mentioning, right? Like then you don't have matching socks, but you do have like the full palette of what was
yes,
intended in the colorway. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, very excited. So my first set will be very citrusy, right? It's going to be
Hmm.
that orange to yellow to green.
Hmm.
And then the next pair of socks will be more berries. So that's how I'm looking at it,
Yeah,
and that'll
very
be fun.
fun. And you can mix and match the socks if you like make
Right,
the
I could.
same, yeah.
If they're
If
both
you
going to
make the
be
same
for me, I
sock.
haven't decided yet. But
Yeah. Excellent. And that's it for you for whips?
yes, yes, I that's for
Excellent.
active whips. I'm still working on my blanket, and I think that I like did a teeny tiny start of a toe that's not worth sharing
Mhm.
at this point. And I think that was
Okay.
just for lack of stuff, right? You're like, where's my knitting? Oh, I have this sock ball here. I'm going to start a toe. I'm addicted, I
I've never
guess.
said that, but that's I imagine that that happens. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am making the Cozy Classic Raglan. I am on the finishing stretch of this. In fact, I think I've done with the ribbing and I just need to bind off. I think I talked about this when we talked about works in progress, or yeah, I snuck it in as a favorite thing. But I did the sleeves before I finished the body just because I was concerned about conserving yarn. Turns out wasn't all that dire a straits. I've got
Oh, okay.
this much left, and put a pretty prolonged ribbing on the bottom.
Hmm.
Just kept going. I was like, oh, I've got more yarn. Okay. And you can see it's going to stretch out a lot. This was
Mm,
like very big needles with fingering and the, as I mentioned, I think last time, the tweedy yarn that has some alpaca and merino in it is not like a true lace weight, right? It's
mhm,
kind of a fingering. So it's a beefier finished stitch than what the CCR, the custom or the Cozy Custom Raglan was. But I'm enjoying it. It's going to stretch quite a bit widthwise, or at least I plan to. And so I'm adding a little bit of length just to, because fabric only stretches one way. Really enjoying it, or it can stretch both directions, but not particularly well, in my opinion. It either ends up really
mhm,
wide or really long, not both. Um, I did end up, I had made the cuffs, I had decreased down quite a bit. And then when I got to the ribbing, decreased again, and they ended up being a little tight on my hand. I like to be able do a little bit. So I ended up having to rip it out before we went on vacation and was like trying to remember how to do them both the same without the vacation in between. So I did get the sleeves done before we left, but then I left it because I was like, I'm not carrying all of this along with me just to take a sweater that I'm not going to end up wearing uh,
mhm,
in the warm temperatures. I did wear sweater a little like when we on the way there, right? As in proxy of a coat while we were here in Minnesota. And then I think one of the nights in Chattanooga. But yeah, super loving this. It's some yarn that was lovingly given to me from the that's not the right tag, for attendee from an attendee. The lagoon is the alpaca linen merino Donegal nep
mm,
from
pretty.
Lavender Loon. Lagoon is the colorway, and yeah, this bag has been being used for. I've got every other yarn tag in here. Little Boy Blue is the main, not Tweety Bit color
Mm,
that
mhm,
got going there. And it's tropical ocean. So this is a very like mermaid sweater, I guess, a lagoon and
mhm,
a tropical ocean. But really love that how the colors came up. Need to finish it, and then I'm sure it will get nice and warm here in Minnesota because I'll have a new mohairy alpaca-y fuzzy sweater to wear, and I won't need it. And then I just went bonkers in Chattanooga with, I just brought single skeins of sock yarn. And I used one of my like air sucking bags and made it really flat. And then I got there and yeah, went a little nutso with like combos and like, okay, I made this self-striping sock, but now I've got this self-striping sock with a solid, which I really love. Right now I'm doing that with 716. Something about granny shifting when you should be, it was the self-striping colorway. Was it last year? 2 years ago? Yeah, granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. 716 self-striping. And then this is like a mint julep from,
Mhm.
it's the lanyap base from, oh my goodness, why can't I think of it?
Um,
It's right there.
Mitchell's
Mitchell's
creation.
Creation. Yes, thank you. And I am on fumes, so I'm turning the heel and trying to make. I thought I was going to run out of the blue. This is the second sock, and I'm trying to make it. We'll see. I do have a little ball in here where I had to, on the ones that I was not striping myself, had to run some yarn off. So to get to the same place for the second sock. So we'll see if this is needed. It's feeling like it will be.
I I have to say, I feel like we're getting to the point where we might need to like have like notepad or, like take notes and put them
Yeah.
on a really large font, so that we can so we can recall all of these things without having to.
It was I before I started pulling out all of these and looking at them, I had it top of mind. I knew that it
I
was
know. No.
Mitchell's Creations, and then I was like, oh, look at this yarn tag, and I distracted myself. But yeah, really enjoying making the socks. Have been wearing my socks with the skew, as I mentioned before, my skew toe and my OMG heel, and really enjoying them. So I'm like, I need to bolster my number that I have of these, and so that's what I've been doing. You'll see in an upcoming finished object that I've got, yeah, a lot of yarn combos. I think it was similar to your puff cuff, right? Like the
Mhm.
skein's just sitting there and it's like, okay, I just got done making a pair of self-striping socks. Why not grab I did it with my muscle burros as well. Right?
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm getting to the point with my socks because it's that time of year where I have a pile of things that I need to launder. And I'm like, I
mhm.
don't need any more socks, but it's something that I like to make.
Yes, yeah.
Just like, why?
I have two huge bins that need to be laundered. I think over a year worth of socks, which is, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said that out loud. But yeah, when we were leaving, I was like, oh, I still have all of these bins underneath the bed that still have all of the SKUs and the OMGs and whatever in them. So yeah, I don't really need more socks per se, but I'm enjoying making them, and so I'm going with that. So it's also, these
Yeah,
socks will be different than those socks, right? They'll fit different,
yes.
and they'll be
Well,
different yarns.
100%. But if anybody wants to, like, I'm a 9.5 and I have a plethora of socks.
Yeah. I'm an 8, and my socks are generally like 32 to 28 stitches wide. So
Yeah, mine are 36, but I'm a very tight knitter, or sorry, 36 wide, so a
yeah,
72.
circumference.
And I would say, but I'm a very tight knitter.
Yeah.
So they are for a not a narrow foot.
Yeah. Lightly worn. All of mine would be lightly worn. Most of them don't end up in the
Heavy
wash pile
rotation.
of,
All right.
yeah. They but that's again, I enjoy my socks. I
No,
think
I
of them as almost a yeah, like a 401k or like a retirement plan. Like I've got socks for into to retirement.
This is for sure.
Yeah, which again, in retirement, I'll probably be knitting socks. So who knows if I'll ever need all of these socks? Probably not, but
No, what did they say? Knit fast, die warm.
exactly, exactly. And I
Yes.
wear my socks year round, so that's also something that is good, is good. It's not just for the cold days, but yeah. Anyway, I digress. Those are my active whips. I've got last year's Queen City, that beautiful red and gold.
Oh,
That
fun.
I
Yeah.
was thinking if Iowa State were still in the March Madness, I would be
No.
making some socks with those. But alas, our best player was out and was hurt, and so we did not make it as far as Chattanooga. While I was,
Yeah.
funnily enough, Tennessee was who took them out.
Oh, yeah. You
So
jinxed them.
anyway, yeah, yeah, just random, but yeah, that's next up on my needles, all caked up, just like you were saying, waiting for me to be like, oh, my sock needles are empty. So
Yep. My Kansas City Chiefs socks were delivered and were appreciated and
yay.
definitely worth doing. But that is also reminding me I have other gift socks that have not been dealt with or ma mailed to their recipients, so I should probably get on that. All right.
Awesome, awesome.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.